Hello students, now we're going to start our session 2, the governance portion. As we did in the August month, we'll be discussing the part wise, that is part 1, part 2 and part 3. In the part 1, we'll be discussing the initiatives and the program because it will take up the large chunk of our governance portion. In the part 2, we'll be discussing some of the institutions, flagship scheme and the policy. And in the last part, we'll be discussing these three initiatives, apps portal, funds and some state governments initiative, right? So let's start this initiatives and the programs. Okay, so first one is Quit India number. So Quit India number is basically for the smokers, to help the smokers and tobacco takers to quit, right? Because of the withdrawal symptoms that they when they trying to leave this particular things, so they showcase the withdrawal symptoms. So help them to take steps, different steps to help them through this period of. Okay, so India is one of the SAR country to have such number of such number on tobacco products. So quit line number, this is this particular number. Okay, next is Jaldoot exhibition. So Jaldoot exhibition is a regional outreach effort to highlight the importance of the water. Okay, so traveling expedition on the Jal Shakti Abhiyan arranged by the Regional Outreach Bureau, Pune, under the Ministry of Information and Broadcast. It's a time-bound mission mode campaign that will focus on water stress block. They will tell them that importance of the water, the persuasion techniques and all these things. Okay, so Jaldoot is a unique initiative. It will take the message of the water conservation to the masses. Okay, so it's basically just a persuasion technique, nothing, no as such, no big program is there. Getting the point? So if the question of Jaldoot comes, so this is there. You need to highlight that it is not the Ministry of Jal Shakti. Ministry of Jal Shakti is not there. In fact, it is the Ministry of Information and the Bureau Broadcasting, because it's an outreach, right? It's an outreach message with respect to the information and bureau broadcasting, and that is why this particular ministry is associated. Next is Build for Digital India program. So Build for Digital India program is arranged by the MeitY along with the Google. So IT ministry partners with the Google for Build for Digital India program. Okay, so the program will give the engineering students platform to develop market ready technological based solution which are socially relevant. Okay, so it will give a platform to the engineering aspirants to bridge the idea between their bright ideas. It is written here. Okay, so transforming their bright idea into the real world solutions. So a platform that bridges the gap between the ideas and the execution. Okay, so this much we need to know. MeitY and the Google has rolled out the Build for Digital India program. Next is ARPIT, that is annual refresher program in the teaching. So it is being offered to the higher educational faculties. Major initiative of the online professional development of the 15 lakh higher education faculty to improve teaching with the focus of new and emerging trends. So remember, it is a refresher program for the teachers, not for the students, and especially for the higher education faculties, provided by the Swayam platform, MOOC. We'll cover Swayam in detail because Swayam already one question has been asked in UPSC with respect to Swayam. So that is massive open online courses, right? So Swayam question has been asked. If it is asked, they'll ask you in a detail. So we'll cover Swayam in detail. Okay. So this is what we need to know. So MHRD's initiative. So this is ARPIT for the higher education faculties. Next is Swachhta Hi Seva program. So it's a September month initiative. So that is why it was in the news. Swachhta Hi Seva. So Prime Minister appealed to people to get rid of their home office workspace of the single-use plastic by 2019. So reducing the waste of the single-use plastic. So the focus has been shifted, not shifted, I will say evolved from the Swachhta, that is the open defecation free India, to single use plastic free India. Okay, so new vision that we have set upon ourselves with the same vigor that we have done with the with respect to Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Okay, so the Ministry of Jal Shakti, Prime Minister launches Swachhta Hi Seva, participates in the plastic waste segregation with the women group. Okay, so we need to cater that Swachhta Hi Seva is related to the plastic this time. Next is Project Replan. So we have already discussed KVIC. If you remember last time institutions, we have discussed KVIC. So Project Replan is with respect to make the carry bags by mixing the processed and the treated plastic weight with the cotton fiber racks in the ratio of 20 to 80. Okay, so they will be mixing the uh, processed and the treated plastic waste along with the cotton fiber. So cotton fiber will be majority of the component, and finally we will get this is some product that is they made the paper is found to be good strength and durability and can be a replacement for the plastics. So the project name is Project Replan, reducing plastic for the nature, KVIC. Okay, so it can be used to make paper bags, fine tissues and other paper based items, right? Next is Leadership for Academics program, so LEAP program. So this particular program is a 3-week flagship scheme development training program for the second level academic functionaries in the public funded higher education institutions. So again it is for the academics, for the teachers, and now you can see much focus on the teachers, right? Training the teachers. We have seen a lot of initiatives taken on this regard. We have seen the Nistha initiative, right? In the last discussion we have taken the Nistha initiative for the teachers being taken. Okay, the program will be through 15 national institution ranking framework top rank Indian institutions. So they will be the implementing agency for the LEAP, right? So they will thought about these no, dimensions. Okay, for the teachers they should be visionary, enable administrative and academic teams to espouse a positive work culture, enabling higher education to tackle the core leadership, technology, creativity, global thought, culture of performance and efficiency, and all these things. Next is Digital Payment Abhiyan. So Digital Payment Abhiyan. So this is by the Data Security Council of India along with the MeitY and the Google. So campaign of 3 people. Digital payment, that is this one second. Digital payment, that is Google, right? Digital Security Data Security Council of India as well as the MeitY. So nationwide awareness campaign on the Digital Payment Abhiyan. From the name itself, digital payment. So make all the payments digital. It will educate the end users on the benefits of making the digital payments. It will be crafted in the 7 languages: Hindi, English, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Bengali, and Marathi. So about this digital payments shaping the contours of the new India, providing citizens, for example, digital payment we know UPI, credit card, mainly UPI, and different online wallet system that was there. For example, Paytm, Phone Pay, Amazon Pay. They have been instrumental in percolating the UPI in a very with heavy incentives. They have made people to adopt to UPI. Okay. So about the Digital Security Council of India, so it's a non-for-profit industry body on data protection set up by NASSCOM. We have discussed CII. We will discuss NASSCOM in the next session. Okay. So committed to the making of the cyberspace. We'll discuss CII. Sorry, in the next institution session. Cyberspace safe and trusted by the established best practices. So you need to remember it's a industry body. This particular Data Security Council of India is a industry body. Next is 10-year rural sanitation strategy. So they can ask you question on which year. So 10-year we remember, but we tend to forget the years. So 2019 to 2029. So 10-year rural sanitation strategy is there for ensuring that the behavioral change for the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan and all the schemes are embedded into people as a practice. So it will focus on sustaining the sanitation behavior, right? We have discussed about ODF plus, ODF plus plus. We have discussed about water plus framework as well, right? So it will be convergence of all those framework along with the sanitation strategy and sustaining the sanitation behavior, increasing the access to the solid and the liquid waste management. Launched by Ministry of Jal Shakti, the framework will be prepared by Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation in consultation with the state governments and other stakeholders. Okay. Minister of Jal Shakti is important this year because it has been revamped, and the initiatives and program with respect to water becomes very critical both from prelims perspective as well as the mains perspective. Okay, the national launch of 10-year rural sanitation strategy by Ministry of Jal Shakti. Next is National Animal Disease Control Program. So this program is for the to eradicate the foot and the mouth disease and the brucellosis in the livestock. We have discussed both the FMD and the brucellosis in our science session, right? In the disease when we discuss so many diseases. Target controlling the disease by 2025 and eradicate it by 2030. Eradicate by 2030. Details: the disease of the FMD and the brucellosis are common among the livestock such as cow, buffalo, pigs, beasts, sheep, and goats. Both diseases have a direct negative impact on the trade of the milk and the other livestock product. We have seen when some species get when the cow and these bovines get affected by the FMD, their everything, their capacity to give the products decreases. Obviously, when you are ill, how can you give your best output? Okay, so program for the period of 5 years, this much money has been allocated, and so aims to control the livestock disease by 2025 and eradicate by 2030. It aims at vaccination of 50 crore livestock, including the cattle, buffalo, and this against the foot and mouth disease. Foot and mouth disease is important for our prelims, remember that. Next is Sathi initiative. So Sathi initiative has been done by the IIT Kharagpur, has been selected for setting up of the sophisticated analytical technical help institution. So that is Sathi. Okay, so Sathi will be there in the IIT Kharagpur, the oldest of all IITs. It is not recent ones, because Roorkee University was there earlier. It's an initiative of the Department of the Science and Technology. Sathi will be developed as a, now there here, what will be Sathi, right? So it will be state of art, shared, professionally managed science and technology institute faculty. Okay, so they will provide a institutional hub for the science and technology infrastructural facility in one of the premier institutes in India. Okay, so the aim of the Sathi is to provide professionally managed service with efficiency, accessibility, and transparency under one roof to service the demand of the industry, startups, and the academia. So basically, set up in the academia itself. Okay, within the IIT, it will be working with other academia, other institutions. It will be working with the startups. It will be working with the industry, and obviously, it will work overall architecture of the government. Okay. Right. So, giving a fillip to the cutting edge research, DST launched the Sophisticated Article Technical Help Institute at BHU. 3 institutes will be set up. One will be each at IIT BHU, Kharagpur, and Delhi. So, BHU has already been established. Now, Kharagpur and Delhi, it will be there. Getting a point? So, basically, current affair with respect to IIT Kharagpur. So, three centers they have set up. Right? Okay. Next is Ummeed initiative, the unique method of management and the treatment of the inherited disease. Ummeed initiative, right? So Ummeed initiative launched by Ministry of Science and Technology, supported by Department of Biotechnology, to create awareness about the genetic disorder among the clinicians and establish the molecular diagnosis in the hospital. Okay, so inherited disorders. So one of the Nidan Kendra has also been created, that is National Inherited Disease Administration Kendra will be established for the genetic testing and the counseling services. Okay, so for example, you'll get an idea about the inherited disorders by having a testing, and then you can do the preventive medication for that as well before doing the curative ones. So if there is a genetic, if you have the probability of getting a genetic disorder, you will be diagnosed, and you can do a better curative, better preventive medication. For example, it is on the idea that, on the concept that prevention is better than cure. Okay, so this is the idea behind this Ummeed and Nidan initiatives, right? Okay. Next is Project Bal Basera. So this is a very specific place project by the CPWD at AIIMS Rishikesh site, not an all India level. So not too much important, but just for the sake of covering, because it was in the PIB. So Bal Basera, or the crèche, for the project for the welfare of the children of the construction worker. In fact, one of the, you can say it's a case study kind of a thing, right, for the education. So CPWD under Ministry of Housing and Urban Poverty Welfare has set up a crèche at AIMS, right. Next is terracotta grinder. So terracotta grinder is basically what happens actually with the pottery. For example, we bought a pottery and we used it and then it broke down, or we have taken it out or we are not using it. Then it has been recycled to this. So they have taken an efficient way of recycling this particular mortar, and this efficient way is terracotta grinder. If effectively the concept is this. So driven by the Khadi Village and Industry Commission KVIC, has launched the first ever terracotta grinder at Varanasi. It will reduce the cost of production. It will solve the problem of the shortage of the clay for pottery. Obviously, when you'll have the when you'll have this product only, then obviously raw material will be less required. Okay. So earlier it was used by using the normal khar musul, the mortar and the pestle method. So now terracotta will make the grinding of the wasted pottery faster than the traditional mortar, right. It will solve the problem of the shortage of the clays as well. And this is relevant. Now some of the initiatives to streamline Manrega. So for the initiatives we'll see, first is Narega Soft. So it's a local language enabled workflow based e-governance system which makes all the documents like a DigiLocker. Similarly, all the documents will be available online, like muster rolls, registration application, job card, employment register. This will be available in an online format. Next is Geo Manrega. So we have talked about geotagging, remember? The geotagging of the assets. So whatever assets have been made, they should be geotagged so that it can be monitored on from outside. So use the space technology to develop a database of the asset created under the Manrega. Next is support for the drought proofing. So provision for the additional employment of for the 50 days in the drought affected areas, over 100 days per thousand under the Manrega was approved. So not much important because no specific initiative is there. This one is important. Gram Samvad and Jan Manrega. So these two increase the accountability. Various citizen-centric mobile apps have been developed which aim to empower the rural citizen by providing direct access to information. In fact, this is where the digital literacy will come into being, right? Why? We are providing them the tools, but are they able to, their readability is there or not? We are providing them the accessibility. Accessibility is there, but readability is there or not? And that is where we need to provide them with the digital literacy. Okay. Next is project Life Manrega. So livelihood in the full employment to promote self-reliance and improving the skill base of the Manrega worker so that he does not remain an unskilled worker always. He needs to be taken from unskilled to the skilled worker so that ultimately the vision of the Manrega should be that there should be no people there in Manrega. Everyone who is because Manrega is for the unskilled people only. So that ultimately the unskilled people are turned into skilled people and they'll get a job in the market. Market means a self-sustainable job they can do without the support of the government. That is the whole aim of the Manrega. Now, one of the software, just quickly we'll see Narega Soft, the lifeline of the Narega operation. So it will online, it will provide the following features. So interface and all these things, all the data entry will be done in a online format. Okay, records addition so that there is no ghost beneficiaries and all these things. Next is Bhuvan Manrega. We have done Bhuvan, remember last time 3.0 Bhuvan Panchayat. So for the geotagging of the assets. Next is Gram Samvad for the accountability, different schemes for different area. Then this particular Life Manrega aims to promote self-reliance and moving the skill base of Manrega worker, thereby improving the livelihood of the worker so that they can move from the current status to the partially employed to the full employment status. Right. Next is Ganga Waterway Project. So Ganga Waterway Project is on the around 400 km stretch of the river between Varanasi in UP to Haldia in West Bengal. We'll see the map also. The components of this multimodal terminal. So first multimodal terminal has been created in Varanasi, right? So intermodal terminals, they will create Ro-Ro service. Ro-Ro service last year was in news in the Gujarat. So 5 Ro-Ro service is planned. Navigational lock at Farakha, depth dredging so that the inland water issue is solved. Now, if you know, we have discussed inland waterways. So India has one waterways now after the recent last year's act. But in India, inland waterway is one of the areas where the investment needs to be there. That will streamline our manufacturing, the cost, not only economic but the environmental cost. So components is integrated vessel repair and maintenance facility, differential global positioning system, a river information system, river training and river conservation works, partially funded by the World Bank. Right. Associated with this, a Ganga Gram, this Jal Marg Vikas program. So Jal Marg Vikas program by World Bank, with the support of the World Bank, expected to be complete, seeks to facilitate plying of the vessels with a capacity of 1500 to 2000 tons in the Haldia Varanasi stretch of the Ganga River. So, who is the implementing agency? That is Inland Waterways Authority of India, created under this statutory body, created under the Act, Inland Waterway Acts. So, this is the stretch basically in the Varanasi Ganga River goes into Kolkata. So, this is the inland waterway. Important thing for our perspective, how many states it is covering. So, remember 4 states: UP, Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal. You may miss out on Jharkhand, but Jharkhand is included. Okay. For example, you can see here. So, states included UP, Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal. Okay. IBRD loan, that is loan from the World Bank. They have provided this much loan. Government of India has provided, and the private sector participation is also there. Right. So, these are the things you need to keep in mind. Next is PGS, that is Participatory Guarantee Scheme. So, this from the name itself, you cannot easily decipher that what is this scheme for. So, that's why this scheme becomes relevant. So, it's a decentralized method for the certification for the organic products. So, certification for the organic product, this particular scheme is there. Okay, under Union Agriculture Ministry, the process of certifying organic products which ensures that their production takes place in the accordance with the laid down the quality standards. Okay, so this is the participatory guarantee scheme, that is decentralized organic farming certification system under Department of Agriculture Corporation, Ministry of Agriculture, Farmer Welfare. Okay, so the guiding principle is based upon the participatory approach, not a centralized approach of shared vision, transparency and all this. So you can see here what it does basically this. So farmer and the consumer. So farmer at the farm level, at the producer level, intergroup level, different layers, the certification will be done rather than going to a particular place and getting your product certified. So with the peer review and the group pressure, a proper system can be built for the organic farming. Right. So remember, the participatory method is there. Next is Project Netra. So Network for the Space Object Tracking and Analysis by the ISRO. So it's an early warning system in the space to detect debris and other hazards to Indian satellites. So Project Netra in the space. Remember space, you can see the space debris around it, right? By the ISRO. Estimated cost 400 crore, which will give India its own capability in the space situational awareness like other space powers, which is used to predict threat from the debris to the Indian satellite, right? And remember, we done the ASAT test in the LEO, that is low Earth orbit, to to remove the debris impact. Okay, so serve as an unstated warning against the missile or the space attack of the country. So Project Netra is there. Next is Mochi Swabhiman initiative. So Mochi is basically cobblers. So for their self-confidence or the self-empowerment, so nationwide effort in which LSSC, Leather Sector Skill Council, will support the cobbler community who provide the leather-based service with CSR fund, ensuring that they work in a dignified manner. So a specific scheme has been, a specific initiative is not a scheme, a specific initiative, and remember, not a government-driven initiative, but a some specific autonomous given initiative, not industry, but a specific autonomous body, LSSC, Leather Sector Skill Council. Okay. Next is Hunar Haat. So some of the initiatives of the minority communities will see Hunar Haat. So it is an exhibition of the handicrafts, embroidery are made by the artisan from the minority community. It will provided free of cost stall arrangement for their transports and dairy expenses. The ministry has been working to establish Hunar hubs in all the states, where the programs such as Hunar Hearts and other cultural events will be organized. Okay, so Hunar Haat is basically give them the platform on which they can bring their products, and it will showcase and provide them a good realization price also, even the premium price on their very good indigenous unique products. So mega mission for the economic empowerment, Hunar Haat. Okay. So Mr. Modi was also there in the Hunar Haat, right? Next is Ustad. So Ustad, the full form is upgrading the skill in the training in the traditional art and craft for the development by Ministry of Minority Affairs, 100% central sector scheme. Capacity building, aim is the capacity building and drafting of the traditional skills of the master craftsmen and the artisans. Okay, so skilling initiative Ustad is. Remember, Ustad comes, so if you have not read it, they confuse you with some music or something. So remember, it's related to the skills and the minority affairs ministry. So trained master or the craftsman will be trained and the minority will train. So it will help the Ustads, and those Ustads will train the trickle down basically efforts, right? In the specific traditional art and craft. Okay, so specific initiatives are not too much important subcomponents. Okay. Next is Hamari Dharohar scheme. So Hamari Dharohar means heritage. Hamari means our. So protection of our heritage. So by Ministry of Minority Affairs, preservation of the rich heritage and culture of the minority schemes of India, funding, it's a project base and not district or state wise. Like the normal project, like the normal scheme which is district based, central sector and all these things, it is given on a project base. Hamari Dharohar schemes. And especially with respect to minorities, because you see, because of the less number, their heritage can be, there's a possibility that they can miss out, or the conservation is not able to take place because less amount of money and all these things. So it will support the curation of the iconic exhibits. Calligraphy research and development project has been initiated to translate the documents belonging to the medieval period on the subjects of medicine, mathematics, literature from Arabic language to the English. So preserving our heritage. Whatever we read on art and culture, for example, we in the art and culture session, in the coming session, we will see the initiative. We will see Rakhi Gadi project. We will see Keladi excavation, where the new things are coming up, right? And if we do not invest in our heritage, then how will we able to trace back to from where we come from, right? So for this, Minority Affairs will implement the scheme in consultation with the Ministry of Culture, with the help of the experts, the knowledge partners, all these things, Archaeological Survey of India, National Museum, and all the other things, right? So, objective is to curate the rich heritage of the minority, maintenance and restoration of the heritage site, digitalization of the archives, preservation and promotion of the language, research and development, and all these things. Okay. So next game is, I think this is the last one, Seekho or Kamao. So it's a central sector scheme. Majority of the minority affairs schemes are central sector schemes only. Okay, 100% funding by the central government to provide placement linked skill training to the youth from the minority community. Again, an skilling initiative. Problem implemented across the country through selected project implementing agency. Okay. So this is Seekho or Kamao. Learn and skill. Learn and earn. Right. So this one is the last one. Sorry. So National Education Alliance for Technology. So under the MHRD ministry, it is there. So AI learning schemes. So MHRD, this public-private partnership scheme, aims to harness technology for better learning outcomes in the higher education. It will be in partnership with the company using artificial intelligence to make learning most personalized and commercialized. Getting a point? So it's a PPP-based model on which and especially with respect to the health, education and the human resource, this particular scheme will be done, and companies will use artificial intelligence to make learning personalize and customize. This is there. So MHRD announces the NEET scheme for better learning outcomes in the higher education, learning outcomes in the higher education, right? And it will also ensure what we say it's missing in India, academy industria link, an infusion of the new technologies into the academia, and especially the new frontier technology in industrial revolution 4.0 is artificial, one of this is artificial intelligence, right? Okay, so with this we come to an end of our part 1. So in the part 1, session 1 governance, we have seen 25 initiatives and the programs. And with this we end our discussion. In the next part we will discuss institutions, some flagship schemes and things. And with this we finish our session. See you in the next time. Thank you.